An troubling time as communities across the Bay Area watch a horrific war unfold between Israel and the militant group Hamas on the other side of the world. Today, both sides are accounting the loss of life and devastation. In Gaza, we saw Palestinians watching in disbelief after retaliatory airstrikes by Israel. Buildings reduced to mounds of concrete in a densely populated area in Gaza City. The Israeli military saying the area is home to ministries of the Hamas-run government. But the fear is that civilians are getting caught in the middle. Palestinian officials say 900 people have died. Borders are shut down, and with Israel stopping the entry of food, fuel and medicines, humanitarian groups are warning that hospitals are getting overwhelmed and they are running out of supplies. And across the border, it is a gut-wrenching look at the aftermath of the deadly attack on a music festival, just one of the sites of Saturday's coordinated assault by Hamas. The Israeli military saying over 1,000 people were killed, including women and children. At least 14 Americans are also dead, and Americans are among the more than 100 people taken hostage by Hamas. Today, we heard from one mother whose American son attended that festival and was last seen in a bomb shelter that was raided by Hamas.
And Hamas came in after the gunfire settled down and said, anyone who can walk, stand up and walk out. We are told that he was completely calm. I think he was probably in shock. And he got up and he walked out with 5 other people, young people from the music festival, 2 young women, 3 other young men. They were put on a pickup truck and driven away by Hamas.
President Biden says the U.S. is helping with the hostage recovery efforts. Hamas has threatened to kill one every time Israel targets civilians in their homes without warning. So as their homelands are torn apart by violent conflict, Bay Area Israelis and Palestinians are united in fear for their families and friends half a world away. As our Katie Nielsen explains, there is fear, there is frustration and helplessness, and also a shared desire for peace.
I'm trying to develop experiments to understand some basic science questions.
Benjamin Zuckerman is working from home in Pleasanton, a long way from his lab at UCSF, where he's a postdoctorate student studying embryonic development.
We try to understand how this molecular process has an implication on real-life development.
His backyard even further away from his home country of Israel, where he was born and raised, coming here to the U.S. only 2 years ago to focus on his research. Since the attacks on Saturday, he says it's hard to think about much else.
We get terrible news every day of another friend that lost a nephew, a cousin, a brother, and it's really a devastating situation.
As a former member of the Israeli military, Zuckerman says it's frustrating to be so far away from his homeland during this time of conflict. In a way, he feels helpless.
We are one people. The people that are dying are my family.
On the other side of the bay, San Francisco native Manal El-Kara is equally concerned for her large extended family in the Gaza Strip. She just took her children there a couple of months ago to meet their cousins for the first time. A few weeks ago, they were wondering when they could go back. Now the question is whether there will be a family to go back to at all.
My biggest fear is a fear that I've had for many years, that I will never see them again, that I will never hear from them again, that they will be killed by, an Israeli missile.
Manal is a family medicine physician here in the U.S. She was born and raised in California and acknowledges her reality is very different from that of her family half a world away.
I live in this beautiful neighborhood. I have my freedom. I don't have to physically fight for my freedom. But when I can tell you from my family, many Palestinians are not political. They just want to live. Every time when I talk to my family and I ask them, what message do you want to get to the world? If I could share anything, what would it be? And they always tell me the same answer. They said, we just want to live. We want to be treated as humans, and we want our basic human rights. That's it.
With all the fear and tension here at home, an Oakland synagogue reached out to police for extra protection. Oakland police tell us they aren't aware of any credible threats right now, but they have been doing drive-bys and stationing officers across from the synagogue. San Francisco police also say they're not aware of any threats to local mosques or synagogues. In the meantime, a San Francisco business owner, Manny Yakutiel, is in Tel Aviv. He was on his way to see some family members just today when the city's sirens went off again.
That was people running out of their cars in the middle of the street and finding cover. There were missiles exploding above me. The sirens were going off. And so people from all over the area had to run and duck and find cover because we were not near any bomb shelters.
Manny also said the past few days he's been volunteering with a group sending supplies to troops and families near the front lines. And most major U.S. airlines have stopped flying in and out of Tel Aviv, and that looks to be the case for the foreseeable future. American Airlines announcing today it is suspending Tel Aviv flights through December 4th, and Delta will not fly there until at least next month. In his first public comment since the attack, President Biden said today the U.S. stands with Israel.
Let there be no doubt, the United States has Israel's back. We will make sure the Jewish and democratic state of Israel can defend itself today, tomorrow, as we always have.
The president says an aircraft carrier has been moved to the eastern Mediterranean to bolster U.S. presence as needed. As for what is next, one Stanford professor I spoke to today says the terror attacks by Hamas is a huge setback for any hope of peace between Israel and Palestinians who already have a very complicated past.
There's no question that the way in which Hamas has carried out this military operation has been brutal. It's involved the intentional targeting of civilians. These are war crimes. And yet it's also important to remember that there is an underlying conflict here, which goes back for many, many years. We need to understand and be supportive of the Israeli interest in self-defense and looking out for its own population. But I hope it does not lead us to a too simplistic account of good guys and bad guys, which is a weakness that we have in the United States. We like good guys and bad guys, and I'm afraid that the situation in Israel and Palestine is more complicated than that.
And we will continue to follow the latest developments out of the Middle East. Stay with us on air, streaming on CBS News Bay Area, and online at KPIX.com. Now to Oakland now, where the feds announced multiple arrests in connection with mail theft and assaults on postal workers. In fact, one business owner knows all too well about missing mail. As our Leslie Gooden shows us, he's been hit over and over again.
Mail theft continues on the rise, and the U.S. Attorney's Office announced today several arrests. But I spoke with a local business owner who says it's not enough.
Since 2010, Everardo Rodriguez's business, Bay Restorators Co., has been located in Oakland and says mail theft is now a common occurrence for him.
It used to be very peaceful, very safe area, and that's what attracted me to this particular area. Fast forward to now, it's totally unsafe.
On Tuesday morning around 9 a.m., he was hit again. Someone tampered with his mailbox, and his surveillance camera captured it.
I said, oh, it must be a delivery guy. And my wife tells me, that guy looks suspicious. And then I said, no, it's just a delivery guy. And then he went straight to the mailbox, hunched over, grabbed whatever was in there, if anything was in there, turns around and just takes off.
Everardo tells us that as a small business, when their mail is stolen, it can cost them thousands and major delays.
The whole thing took maybe 40 seconds at the most, and he was gone. So that affects us directly because if there's any checks or any payments, we're a small company, and we get hurt directly, and it's very damaging, not just information that's stolen, but checks that are delivered so that we can pay our employees.
Father of three says he's done all he can do, from filing countless police reports to even installing cameras. But the thefts continue.
And do we know if he took anything?
I don't know.
And he's not the only victim. On Tuesday, the U.S. Attorney's Office held a press conference to announce the arrest of 10 people in connection to postal crimes, including assaults on postal workers, mail truck break-ins, and mail theft.
These keys are now the keys to prison if you're found with these. It's simply not worth it. Investigations are continuing, and anyone found guilty of participating in crimes against the delivery of the U.S. mail will face serious consequences.
How do you feel knowing that the U.S. Attorney's Office is taking this very seriously now?
Well, I would have to say that they're slow because they need to, if they caught 10 people, they need to catch 1,000 more.
Rodriguez family says despite the constant thefts, they say Oakland will always be home and they plan to stay.
And the postal inspectors are asking everyone to report mail theft, tampering, and vandalism to the number located at the bottom of your screen, which is 1-877-876-2455.
Good information, Leslie. Thank you. All right, a deadly crash into a toll booth on the Richmond Bridge, and almost 24 hours later, there are still traffic delays. Also, a new alert system signed into law to help find missing teens who may otherwise be overlooked.
And coming up in the First Alert forecast, it's kind of like deja vu all over again out there today. Another weak cold front draping some light showers across the bay. We're going to track that. I'll show you where they are now, where they're going for the rest of tonight, and why we're about to get a break for at least a couple of days from this before the next one gets here. Forecast is coming up.